What's up, guys? One here, and today we are taking a look at my S.H Figuarts bootleg Dragon Ball Super Trunks figure right here. So here he is in all his glory, with Vegeta. We got Goku right here, and this is the bootleg figure. He is my be-all, end-all of Trunks figures in my collection, to be honest. I love how he looks. He is fantastic. He is made by Legend Creations. I actually did a whole review of it when I got the figure, and then I ended up customizing him and kit bashing him and fixing him up. So I'm actually going to do a whole new video with him right now so you can see how he looks. But yeah, overall, he is a fantastic figure. He does have some flaws, of course, but I did fix some stuff, so I will go over that as well. Alright, so here are all the accessories that came with the figure. It comes with basically every single thing that the original came with, so it's not a surprise. But I want to go over what worked and what didn't work with this figure. For myself, I like Trunks with the purple hair. I like him with the long Super Saiyan hair as well. So I actually switched them out from an older Trunks figure. But the original heads that came with the figure are right here. So the Trunks head right here with the blue hair is actually pretty good. I had no complaints with it. If I want to switch it out, I will probably use it. But the Super Saiyan head is something I did not like, actually. It looks fine. It looks okay. I wish there was more detail on the actual hair. It's kind of like a lot of individual spikes, but they're not detailed though. But it looks okay. But the problem with this head was that I had a problem with the ball joint. I actually had to Dremel the hole a little bit bigger just for it to fit on the original peg hole, the peg that is in the body. So that's kind of disappointing because I shouldn't have to do that off the bat. Another thing I had a problem with was this part right here. This part keeps falling off. Doesn't really want to stick in. I mean, it stay in, but the second you touch it, it'll just fall off. So that's not a good thing, to be honest. So I pretty much abandoned this whole head in general because I'm not going to use it. I did take an older Trunks head that I had from another Trunks figure. I think I just drummed the hole a little bit bigger for it to fit on this head. But yeah, other than that, the original Trunks head with the blue hair is fantastic. It's fine. You do have two face sculpts, I believe. Yeah, this is the other one. So it's pretty standard how to swap off the face sculpts if you want to do that. And other than that, it is very clean. It's a very clean head sculpt, very nice. I'm trying to go in a little bit closer. There you go. The eyes look great. The face looks fantastic, very nice. And you can honestly just pop this off. And we can pop this one on. There you go. There you go. Now you have Trunks with the blue hair in, and this is how he looks like in Super now. Very nice and clean. Good job by Legend Creations. Now, Legend Creations does come with all the accessories that the original figure does come with from S.H Figuarts, but I also want to point out the accessories right here. So he does have his sword right there, which is a whole sword. He also comes with the broken sword, which is in his holder right here, which is pretty cool. This one actually does go into the spirit sword. I want to call it the spirit sword. It fits in right there, nice and snug. This spirit sword actually is pretty thick. It's a nice translucent blue material. Very nice. Feels good. There's a little bit of a cap right here you can take off. With the appropriate hands, I believe it's this one, you can stick it in his hands and he can hold it. And he can hold it pretty well. It's not bad. He can hold it with both hands too. So if you want to do that, you can do that. And he also comes with this right here, which is pretty cool. It's an energy blast that actually sticks into his hand. And you can use it for the Gallic gun, I believe, or the Big Bang attack. Let me see. So one of these hands, this one right here, has a little peg hole inside. And you stick this in, just like that. And you have the second hand right here, and you can put them on him, and he can get a good pose out of it. So I actually like this a lot. I wish more figures had this kind of a pose with a energy weapon or energy blast in their hand, like floating. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, other than that, I like this figure. Like I said before, I prefer him with the long hair look. And I took this head sculpt from a previous Trunks figure, and then I just painted all the eyes white to get that berserker look on him, which he was doing in the Goku Black arc right there. So this is a cool look. I think this looks the best. I actually like this look a lot because, to me, Trunks is a journeyman traveling the space and time and whatever. fighting evil and stuff like that. So he has to have a more rugged look, in my opinion. So I thought this is more appropriate to have for him, and I think he looks really cool with the longer hair in general. Now, looking at the figure himself, it is a pretty good looking figure. I know a lot of people can easily point out this is a bootleg, but it's still very functional. It's still a very good substitute to getting the original one, because if you want the original one now, it is $200 or around that price. This thing is only 35 bucks. He definitely suits that for me, and I'm not complaining at all, honestly. For what you get for it, all the accessories, decent posing, you can't go wrong with him. Now, taking a look at the figure, he looks pretty nice. He does have the Capsule Corp symbol on his jacket right here. Overall, he looks pretty decent. You can't really say it looks bad. We'll get over some specific points on his body. But yeah, just an overall look of him, no complaints at all. Going on to articulation, so he does have a ball jointed head at the base of the body and the base of the neck and the head, so it does pivot around very nicely, so no problems there. Even with this head scope and the ponytail, it is fine. I had no problems with it. The scarf over here is permanently on. It does not move. Over here at the shoulders, he does have a ball joint in the body and also a hinge joint, so you do have a nice rotation right there and pivots. Also, he has a swivel joint right there at the shoulder, so it does go up and down, which is nice. All the way around, no problems there. He doesn't have a bicep swivel, but he does have a elbow joint that has a rotation, so you can have that if you need it, which is okay. Two joints at the elbow as well. Fantastic. And at the wrist, he has a ball joint and a hinge, which is pretty standard. At the body right here, he has a ball joint on lower abs and at the waist, so all that combined, you do get some decent movements. It pivots around, it turns left and right, goes back a little bit, goes forward a little bit, but working together, you should get the poses that you need for him, no problems. Now, looking at his hips are fake hips. They're not like the real hips from S.H Figuarts, but they are pretty functional overall. So they are on ball joints though. Maybe you can see a little bit right there. But these are pretty good ball joints. So they go all the way forward, which is pretty good right there, no problems there. They go back, which is great. They go side to side, not the greatest. That's probably the worst part of it. But other than that, decent range for what you get from it, so I'm okay with that. Also, it's very durable, so I don't mind it at all. The other figures I had from Legend Creation, I think it was Zamasu, it actually just always falls off. This one doesn't fall off at all, so I'm pretty happy with it. He does have a thigh swivel right here, which is great. Two joints at the knee, which are really good range on it. So like I said, he doesn't have the greatest articulation on the hips, but what he has with it, they have great range though. So even like a high knee pose right here, or a kicking pose, right? Or a jumping pose, he can still do pretty good stuff right there. And the ball joint feels very sturdy, so I don't have any problems with it. And then at the ankle right here, he does have a ball joint and a hinge that goes all the way down, goes all the way up. There's a pivot as well, so decent articulation and pretty normal. So yeah, the lack of not being able to do a split is one thing, but overall the rest of the articulation is pretty good and has some good range on it, so I'm not really complaining about it. I rarely have my figures do a split in the first place, so it's not really a big deal. Now for a quick size comparison, here he is Vegeta and Goku. I like the size comparison, so he's a little bit taller than Vegeta, a little bit shorter than Goku. He's built a little bit skinnier compared to both of them, which is fine, and I think he matches up pretty well. This is my current collection of Legend Creation figures, which are the S.H Figuarts bootlegs. This Broly, a fantastic figure. I have a whole review of him if you have not seen him. The Zamasu is okay. The lower body is probably the worst part. The ball joint pops off. But for what I want him to do is just be on the stand, looking all holy and stuff like that. Great figure for 20 bucks. But yeah, this Trunks figure though, awesome. I think he's my favorite one out of the whole bunch. And like I said, one of my favorite figures of all my Dragon Ball collection right there. So one thing I didn't need to fix on it was the elbow joints. So these elbow joints functionally are fine. There's no problem with it. The range is great on it. They are very nice. But out of the box, they had these weird, like, I'm trying to zoom in. They had these pegs sticking out of all these parts. I don't know if that was the injection molded or something like that was left over, but what I did was I just sand them down to make it more smooth. I also put some super glue in the joints to make it more sturdy to hold that big sword. Other than that, this figure just needed some TLC and he is ready to go. Alright, so what more can I say? I love this figure. Honestly, he is very fun. He looks great. not spending 200 bucks is always good. This guy is only 35 bucks and he is fantastic. He is my be all end all version of Trunks in my collection. I'm really happy with it. He's fun to pose with, he's fun to take pictures with, he looks great and clean. I had no problems with it. Yes, you might have to fix a couple of things here and there, but it's not a big deal. For the $35 I spent, he is well worth the price. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was fun and helpful. Maybe you want to pick one up yourself and save some money. And if you have other parts lying around, like I have this other Trunks head from an older figure that I can easily just pop on anytime I want for a shorter hair. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe. Do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!